Robin, you know how lucky Daddy is?
Ooh, Daddy has the chance right now to be studying under Professor Dr. Jeff Kittenberger. Now, he's amazing.
And he wrote a textbook with other authors.
It's called Education Through Love and Wisdom. And today we're going to summarize 3 ideas from that textbook from the chapters of 5 and 6. What's the first idea, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, Robin. The first concept we're going to cover is MTSS, which is multi-structural
System of support.
in education. So what is that? Well, it's different tiers of support depending on a child's need. We have tier 1, tier 2,
And tier 3.
which is universal, supplemental, and intensive.
So, universal support, well, that's for everyone.
That goes into another idea I'm going to cover next, the universal design for learning. But the idea is,
If we anticipate deficits, areas of need,
places where students may struggle, and we write our curriculums accordingly, well, then less students will need to move on to tiers 2 and 3. Tier 2 is supplemental support. This could be
provided in many different ways. It could be scaffolding.
So maybe sentence structure prompts for the students. Another way that we could use this support is by breaking the students into small groups, and each group can focus on different areas where they might be struggling in their learning. And tier 3 is intensive for students who may have severe behavioral issues. One of the many supports that they could need would be stepping out of the classroom and meeting with
Someone like a speech pathologist or
school psychologist to work on tactics and practices to improve their social and emotional behaviors or understanding. So the next topic, Robin, is UDL, which is Universal Design
for learning.
Now, UDL,
it's kind of like an airport. If you think about an airport,
you know, there might be there's an elevator in the airport, right? So the people who might use that elevator, well, obviously people in wheelchairs who can't use an escalator or the stairs.
But other people can benefit from that elevator too, like me and Mommy. If we have the stroller and we're going on a trip, Robin, well, we can't really take the escalator or the stairs with the stroller, so
we need to take the elevator.
And that's the idea. Just as an airport has
been designed
to be to accommodate for people with disabilities, well, other people who don't have disabilities can also benefit from those accommodations. And so universal design for learning anticipates areas of need and structures the curriculum accordingly. Another factor of universal design for learning is if students have visual impairments or reading deficits, there can be
digital programs
that have auditory supports for the material to address those needs. Finally, SEL is another topic we're going to cover, and that is social emotional support.
Now,
a big problem for students, Robin, is anxiety. Many students have many anxieties in different areas. An example in the text was having math anxiety, which I can certainly relate to. When I was
in school, I really struggled in math. In fact, the majority of my education, my life in education, as a learner, I just hated math. I was afraid of it. I had a geometry class that I I cheated through because I didn't think I could do it. So I found a way to cheat through it. I'm not proud of that. And that was in high school. It took until college, in my college years, I took a statistics class at Irvine Valley Community College. And the teacher, we made a connection, me and him. He cared about me. He cared about my learning. He knew I was an artist, and he tailored his instruction and customized it for me, incorporating lots of color and color coordination. And in that class, I gained confidence I never thought I could in math. So that was a big deal for me. That's how I conquered that anxiety. It's through that teacher taking the time to make a connection with me. So how do we support our students emotionally? Well, we can encourage mindfulness in the classroom. We can empower them to have confidence. Because let's say they have an anxiety in math, but we help them conquer that anxiety and do better in math. Well, that confidence in math is a transferable confidence.
Because you can get better at anything if you just try every day and make small improvements every day. You can get better and better and better every day.
Another topic touched on in the chapter is mindfulness. And an example of that was if there were to be a journal, like a classroom daily journal where every student needs to write
at the beginning of the day, rather than having just
sentence structures on the board, like this weekend, I fill in the blank. We have been in school X amount of days. Instead, you could put an inspirational quote by someone famous and influential, or maybe play a short inspirational video. The idea is if you give the students something they care about to talk about, something they're interested in.
Thank you. Well, then maybe, oh, you still have it.
Okay. Maybe then even those who struggle with writing, who aren't very interested in writing, will have something worth writing about, and thus be encouraged to participate and to not let their deficit in spelling or understanding hold them back, right?
And just like my little guy, little artist over here, actively
drawing as we speak.
If you can see a strength in a student, encourage that strength.
Find a way to customize your lesson plan to incorporate their strengths. Because too much learning is just required learning in this day and age. If we're not making spaces and giving room for desired learning, then we're creating people who feel like they're just doing school. They're not actively learning anything in school, but rather they're getting through it. It becomes transactional. I put in X amount of credit, right? Like, okay, so if I put in this much time, I'll get this much grade. But no, if we can make it about things that the kids want to learn about, well, then it's not lost. We're not losing what school's all about. It's about learning. It's about growing as a human being. And just to come back to the point and not ramble on here, creating a space for mindfulness is a great way to eliminate anxieties and create a classroom where the students feel safe and empowered to learn and feel confident to know what they know and what they don't know, and ask questions to get better and learn and truly learn and have productive struggle that leads to real learning.
I could go on, but
these are just some of the things that I'm currently trying to understand in my classes as I go for my teaching credential, which has been quite an interesting challenge. Being a father to a 2-year-old and having another little girl on the way in just a month, and working as a paraeducator, all the while getting this credential. My, oh my.
What a challenge it has been. What a productive struggle it has been, but I am learning so much. All right, I got to go because my little guy is actively drawing on the wall. So that's all for now. Robin.
Say bye. Bye-bye.